Hi, apologies for the little bit of a delayed start here. We're already into the first over of the innings of the second game at the CSA Division 2 T20 at the Pietermaritzburg Oval. That's a single. It's been quite an enterprising start in this first over. The AET Tuskers opened the bowling straight away with the left arm spin of Forza. And opening the batting is Koch and Heinrichsen. And again with me I had Douglas. Welcome back. That's another single down to long on. Definitely a total contrast to the start of the first game. The Mpumalanga Rhinos are already ticking over. And it brings the end to the first over, 12 for no loss.
Good afternoon, Ahmed. It's been a very run-filled first over to get us started for the afternoon game. It's getting quite warm now that the sun is peeking out here.
Just for a moment, looked like the weather was coming in.
Yeah, a few minutes ago we were saying we're expecting some rain.
Didn't last too long. Well, that's been a nice start from the Mpumalanga Rhinos, taking on the spinner from ball one.
Yeah, so Koch currently getting ready to face the first over of seam from the Tuskers bowling attack.
Yeah, this is going to be Keith Dudgeon. He's been a stalwart of the Tuskers attack last year. Very consistent, decent pace. If there is a bit of swing about, he'll definitely find it. Quite an important link in the bowling unit.
It's going to be quite a good matchup here against Alex Koch, who's also, quite a flamboyant opening batter. He runs in. He just strayed a little bit that first delivery. Some excitement, thinking it might have clipped the bat on the way through.
It's too obvious. We've seen enough keepers. Whenever it's down the leg, it might not even be close, but they want to get away with that wide.
You often get that 50 avoidance fine. This is just wide avoidance and wide avoidance appeal. But yeah, unfortunately, you're just straying down leg that first delivery. Oh, it's straight. Catching the inside edge.
That's it. Wicket tree, not much movement. Good length there from Keith Dudgeon. Even the field, they've got the first slip a lot more tighter to the keeper than we saw earlier on.
Yeah, look, I think it's quite key from a Tuskers perspective to get a few of those early wickets, put early pressure on these Rhinos batsmen. He's backed away and had a bit of a swipe at that.
Yeah, what I like to see is that the intent is there. Probably got too far outside leg. But if you compare to how we saw the first game starting off, this is totally opposite. They're showing intent. They know that anything under 160 is going to be difficult to defend.
Just to give you guys an idea, the first game was between the SA Under-19 side and Eastern Storm. We'll update you further on what happened. Oh, it's a fantastic delivery, beating the outside edge.
That's a beautiful length there from Dudgeon. Just a hint of away movement. But furthermore, the Eastern Storm in the first game, they started off pretty slowly. Bit of a recovery, but finished off on 142. And that was easily chased down by the SA Under-19 batting unit with about 4 overs to spare.
Yeah, some enterprising cricket here from our SA Under-19 boys. and a real the sort of the opener for this tournament. And we're hoping that it is a sign of things to come in this game. Lots of runs, lots of boundaries, lots of excitement. Dudgeon providing a little bit of excitement with the ball himself. It's been a very tidy over so far. Just the one wide from it where it was sliding down leg side. Other than that, he's been on the money.
Yeah, he bowls an excellent length, at a decent pace. On his day, he can be quite a handful. That's outside edge, it's flying.
Third man
Good
scrambling
efforts there
across.
from third man. Brilliant fielding, keeping it down just to a single. Just shows the difference. I think should have been able to push for 2 there, but brilliant fielding at the third man boundary.
Yeah, there's that outside edge. We saw a few fly off the edge in the earlier game as well. So, you're not going to time it 100% of the time. And as a bowling unit, immediately the captain's brought in a second slip. Very proactive decision making over here. He's dropped that one short. Bit of a double bluff there.
Yeah, beautiful end to the over. It's really surprised Mohammed Mayat. Want to stake a claim for this opening position for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Very tidy over there from Keith Dudgeon. Looks like they will be bringing on another seamer here.
Yeah, this looks like it might be Sean Tate, a left armer. Oh, Stefan Tate, sorry.
Stefan Tate, yeah.
Stefan
Sean
Tate.
Tate, a different nationality, that one.
Big time. Probably different pace as well.
Wouldn't mind watching Sean Tate bowl a bit today.
Definitely not, sir. Well, he bowls quite a useful variation as a left armer. He's a lot more quicker than you think. He would bowl what you call a heavy ball.
Yeah, and he's also that left arm variation we've spoken about today.
Yeah, you
already,
gotta have one. You gotta have one.
Standard procedure. He swung it out outside
Man
off
out
of the
there.
bat, and he's taken it. It's a brilliant catch out in the deep, and unfortunately sees the first wicket fall for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Yeah, just a little bit of an innocuous ball outside off, going away. Big swing from Alec Cock. Would have definitely wanted more bat on that one. Hung in the air for a long time. Lots of ground made there. Looked like Keith Dudgeon. Safe pair of hands in the boundary.
Yeah, there's that early wicket. Comes from that pressure that was built up by Keith Dudgeon himself in the previous over. And as an opener in T20 cricket, you're always looking to get runs early on. And just that tidy over can just build up enough pressure to induce a false stroke. So some good bowling here from the Tuskers early on.
As you've seen, the Rhinos will definitely be looking for a bit of a partnership up front. Oh, he's taking it on. There's a man underneath that one as well. Oh,
Hey.
back-to-back wickets.
2 in 2 for the Tuskers here. Just taking on the short ball, not connecting as he would have liked. And big trouble here for the Mpumalanga Rhinos early on.
You just got to wonder what he's been thinking. And they just lost a wicket. No one's bothered to have a look at what Tate is dishing up.
Oh man, someone dangles a piece of cake in front of you. What do you do? And he's taken on the short ball, and once again just mistiming it, and unfortunately losing his wicket in the process. We spoke about the possibility of some hat-tricks in the tournament.
There we go again.
New batter has to face.
A real setback that for the Rhinos. 2 down in the 3rd over. Out walks the number 4 batter. It looks like Ruben Herman. As I said, you can underestimate Stefan Tate. Bowls a heavy ball, a little bit quicker than you think. Quite deceptive with that gentle, easy run-up. He's got 2 in 2. Surprised the captain doesn't want to give him an extra catcher there.
What, in the slip cordon?
Yeah, it's a hat-trick ball. Doesn't come around too often. An extra catcher maybe.
Where's your short mid-wicket?
Or
Tease
just,
one out
unless
here.
he just goes for the stumps.
Oh, he's caught the outside half again. This time running it down to the 3rd man region. It's a good hat-trick ball delivery. I mean, he's
Yeah, it was
forcing the shot.
almost there.
Now
Okay.
moving on to 15 for 2.
Yeah, still only the 3rd over. And lots of responsibility now on Mohammed Mayat. Does he keep going, trying to be aggressive?
He's
He's
short,
cut it at the man there. Oh,
just
Gee.
dropping short of the 3rd man fielder. It's very uppish on the stroke there.
just wonder what's going on sometimes.
I think the
If he timed that a bit better, it could have been down his.
it's down his throat, yeah. I think the shot selection at the moment is just a little bit questionable from the Rhinos.
Oh,
Beats the outside
beautiful,
half.
beautiful delivery. Well, they definitely weren't expecting this sort of length to be bowled to them in the power play.
Yeah,
Like-
there hasn't been one full delivery so far.
Besides the hat-trick,
besides-
the hat-trick
exactly, yeah.
attempt.
No, it's been great from the 2 Tuskers seamers so far. Dudgeon building up that pressure in the previous over. A few real rip snorter of deliveries. Tate coming in and beating the bat again. Fantastic over.
That brings us to the end of the 3rd over for the Tuskers. The Rhinos are sitting precariously at 16 for 2. Both batters fairly new. Lots of work to do if they're going to get up to anywhere decent defendable total.
Well, we've spoken about intensity as well today, and the Tuskers have come out with a real energy, and they look like they're up for it. It's even after a real costly first over that went for 12. And
you can see they've got a real plan about it, because even though Dudgeon bowled a decent first over, they've already made a bowling change. In comes Gareth Dukes.
very interesting decision to do that after that brilliant first over. Just had a drive at that one.
That's another single. Yeah, obviously you can see there's a game plan, a little bit of a structure to how they want to go about bowling first. Dukes is a handy performer. He's been around at the inland with the Tuskers for a few seasons now. a very, very handy seamer and a hard-hitting lower order batsman.
It's always very useful to have those all-rounders. There's not many players in the game these days that can't do both.
Especially with T20, I mean, you're only required if you're all-round to bowl 1 or 2 overs, and then how many balls are you really going to face? 7, 10? If you can get 20, you're doing your job.
Herman not interested in that delivery, just not ready for it.
Short, wide, cut away.
No chance for the fielder there.
Shorter boundary, so probably the angle. And that brings the first real aggressive shot since losing those 2 wickets.
Yeah, he's just rocked back now. I mean, there's a clear shorter pitched plan that they've got going here, the Tuskers, and Herman's just rocked back onto that.
Wicket to wicket, well played, well bowled.
Well fielded. He's walked across the stumps there.
Hammered that back, well fielded. Now we know why they play and warm up with football in the morning.
Yeah, brought out the footy skills there. Maybe looking at a Manchester United contract sometime soon.
A bit too late for that. Yeah.
They've already signed the whole world, haven't they?
Oh, and they're winning.
Oh, fair enough. No, it's always questionable as well. Carry on now as he comes in. Again, had a swing at that. So you don't really want your pace bowlers to whip out their legs in front of a ball that comes back, just for those ones that hit their ankles.
You don't want them to, but every run on the figures for their bowling figures matters.
It's that pride on the line, And
I mean, if you can save a couple of runs with your boot, why not? But you can see the length is definitely a little bit shorter than a fullish length. That's hammered straight to the man. Oh, well fielded there. No one backing up? Oh yes, there is. Well done.
It was incredibly well timed there, and almost expecting that back of a length delivery. But they have got that protection out there. And Ahmed, you keep mentioning the plan. There does seem to be a real plan to the Tuskers bowling unit at the moment.
Yeah, you can see. Okay, I'm not surprised they're going to give Stefan another go, because he was really, really on fire the last over.
I mean, he's only taken 2 in his 1 over.
The Rhinos are sitting at 22 after 4 overs for 2.
Look, it is still early days, and there is a lot of time to rebuild at this stage.
Yeah, but if Stefan can get another one here, really put them on the back foot.
Stefan Tate, fantastic first over. Really tight bowling, not only the 2 wickets, but also beating the bat twice. It's a real handy start from him. Still only the 1 slip in play.
There we go. It's brilliant bowling this from the seamers. Not much shape there. And the sun's out.
Really is a warm day in stages here at the Oval.
It's short. Tried to help it around the corner. Just didn't get any bat on it. Probably felt like you missed out on that one. It was the first really ill-directed ball from Stefan. Coach Grant Morgan will be very happy with the start, considering that they lost the toss and the Rhinos decided to bat first to see if they can put a score on the board.
Herman also a very capable batter with the willow in hand. He's rocked back and driven that into the covers, but straight to the fielder, unfortunately. Rhinos have struggled a bit to find the gaps as well. When they have connected well, it's been straight to a fielder. As soon as they start piercing those gaps, runs start ticking over, momentum shifts, and it's a different game for them. So there's still so much to play for in this power play.
Oh, that's the outside edge. Big leap from Cameron Shackleton, the keeper. Just evading him. That was the third wicket that the Tuskers would have loved. Herman with a big flash outside off stump.
I mean, short and wide, it was there for the taking, and it pretty much caught the toe of the bat. And
yeah, he'd be feeling terribly, terribly missed out. I mean, that's one of those deliveries where both teams feel like they've missed out.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Gone short again. It's been pulled into the leg side.
Good running from these two.
A bit of clean-up work on the boundary there. That brings to an end the fifth over of the innings. Mpumalanga Rhinos 26 for 2.
Yeah, the Stefan Tate has been quite a handful.
Indeed, yeah, it's been exciting. I mean, it's the first bowler that's provided real excitement.
Well, not only that, is provided excitement by making sure that the ball's not in the batter's half.
Yeah.
So they've got to work for it. I mean, we saw the Rhinos tried to take him on, and there's been 3 chances. 2 have been taken, and 1 just out of the grasp of the keeper. Well, this is quite an important over here, the last over of the power play. Do they try to get another wicket, or?
Oh, they would have to. They've got the pressure on at this stage.
Or do the Rhinos try to capitalize? He's down the wicket. Oh, another misfield.
Slight misfield there, unfortunately costing them the run. But we have seen 1 or 2 misfields today from pretty much every team, and it's maybe just a little bit of rustiness from the off-season.
Yeah, I know that the oval, it is quite a hard outfield, so the ball does tend to bobble along. So, especially when you're under pressure and the ball's hit at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you got to get onto it as quick as possible.
No one said cricket was easy.
It's a quick single, there's a chance. Oh, and there we go.
2 misfields in 2, this time not costing us a second run. But as a captain, you would want to raise a bit of awareness to the fact that can't be a norm.
You got to have some half chances are going to be along the way. Can save you at least 10 to 20 runs at the back end of the innings.
The batters starting to show a little bit of intent themselves now.
Oh, that's short, slow ball.
Swung that across the line, but not timing it at all.
Yeah, we've seen Mohammed Mayat moving around the crease quite a bit. He just hasn't been able to transfer that into some meaningful connection. The AET Tuskers do have quite a balanced bowling attack. We've seen already the left arm spin of Forza, and they also have the captain, Michael Erlang, who's bowled exceptionally well towards the back end of last season in the one-day competition. It's a very, very useful off-spinner. And then you have Kurt Manicum, also different type of off-spinner. Oh, that's a clean hit, straight down the ground.
That was a majestic shot, straight down the ground.
It's been the shot of the morning, of the inning so far.
Bit of a shout out to Bob Wilmer for that one. That was a brilliant stroke. He's just timed that so well, and it's run away to the boundary. Herman starting to aggress from his end as well.
Oh, that's short. It's got some glove on it. It's running down to the boundary. Does it have legs?
It's going to be a tight chase. Fielder looks like he's going to win it.
Brilliant fielding there. Well supported from the keeper.
Yeah, good cricket all round. Just straying a bit down leg there, did Gareth Dukes. But yeah, good fielding in the end. Good running. And the end of the power play as well. 35 runs coming from the power play and those two wickets. I think it's pretty evenly matched at this stage.
Yeah, I think from 2 wickets and 2 balls, the Rhinos will be pretty happy to where they're sitting at now after the power play. Almost had a run a ball, no further damage. And here we see another bowling change from the Tuskers. This looks like Alindile Msletwa coming into the attack. Number 9, pretty standard field. 5 in the ring.
First ball's been squeezed out to the third man fielder.
I'm a little confused why they're keeping 5 in the ring, especially with fine leg. And the power play is over. There we go. I see back to 4 in the ring. Third man goes down for the left-hander. Long one's back. A fine leg's coming into the ring as well. Short fine leg.
There's something quite satisfying about a left-hand, right-hand combination in terms of the fielders just shifting into place like a puzzle.
Oh, lovely straight drive. Is it going to beat the long on? It's going to be a tough chase. Well fielded again.
Fantastic stroke.
Brilliant
Fantastic
stuff
fielding.
there. Keeps it down to 2.
And those could be valuable runs. We've seen T20 cricket come down to the wire so often. That final over, and those 2 runs could prove valuable. Great fielding.
Oh, that's well timed. Again, they're looking for 2. Is it touch and go? No. Oh,
He's backed away from that one. Caught the bottom edge.
he's very fortunate he didn't chop it onto the stumps there. Bottom edge, and he just flew over the stumps.
Yeah. His heart skipped a beat there. And a little uncomfortable there for the Tuskers keeper, but negating the threat. Does have that helmet sitting behind him, so that could have been a bit scary for a moment as well.
Oh, that's well hit, and that's beating the sweeper on the offside. Beautiful timing. First real middle of the bat from Mohammed Maid this afternoon.
He's just pitched this a little bit too full in his arc, and he's driven that through the covers. Sprawling dive by the fielder, but unfortunately not able to stop the ball. Fantastic stroke. Good outcome here for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Oh, and then he goes across, and is it going to fall safe? It's high in the air, just a few meters away. Just played a beautiful cover drive and follows it up with something that you wouldn't expect, considering the situation.
Very polite. wasn't the greatest shot in the world, and just catching the top half of the bat or top edge.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like, I mean, he just hit a beautiful cover drive. The ball was there. Take the single. Make sure you're there the next over, you know.
Yeah.
And then still, we've seen in the first game, if you don't build partnerships, you're never going to get to a decent defendable score. And from the way the wickets played, you still feel 160 is the minimum.
But Mayet has been, he seemed a little uncomfortable at the crease. He has been moving around trying to make things happen, but
Yeah, and every time he's tried to be aggressive, he just hasn't been able to find the required timing to execute the stroke. So hopefully that can be a little bit of a wake-up call. A change in the bowling, another left-arm orthodox spin. This is Malcolm Nofel. Just moved to the Tuskers this season. Settled in pretty well, sure. Again, Tuskers have got plenty options in their bowling unit. A little bit of turn, finds the leading edge.
it'll be interesting to see here how Mayet approaches the spinners.
Gets off strike with a cut to the offside sweeper.
Yeah, I think at this stage probably the Rhinos would be looking at rotation of strike, just making sure that there's no build-up of dot deliveries. Get themselves within striking range in the final 5 overs. Make sure they have a bit of a base to work from.
At 45 for 2, you'd be thinking after 10 overs they want to be closer to 70 or maybe 65 after 10, and then with wickets in hand. With wickets in hand, you got to look to maybe get up to 160 from there.
Yeah, look, we saw in the previous game that 140 is clearly not enough on this deck.
Well, they're looking hard for 2 here. Decide against it. Probably a good choice in the end. Oh, it's given some room. Oh,
Another
great effort
misfield.
there, great effort. Wasn't able to cut it off.
Tuskers have been diving all over the place here, trying to stem the flow of runs, putting in real shifts in the field so far.
Oh, there we go. They could be looking for 2. No. Deciding against the good fielding again on the boundary.
That brings up the end of the 8th over. Mpumalanga Rhinos, 48 for 2. Ahmed, tell me, so you said Nofel's now new to the Tuskers team. How difficult is it to sort of adapt and adjust to a new club, a new team, a new franchise? It's the new city as well.
I think the main thing is obviously depends whether you got a family to move with or not. You know, that's probably the most difficult thing. If you do have a family and you're relocating with a family, obviously adds a lot of other challenges. But in this day and age, you've seen that most of the players are adaptable to move from franchise to franchise or province to province to pursue their dream of playing professional cricket. I mean, each of the provinces and unions are pretty capable of looking after the players that come in. Oh, that's just a bit short. Rock back. Does it have the legs to get to the boundary? Yes, it does.
It's another fantastic stroke there from Arman. Timed that really well. It kept the fielder interested, but just racing away on this really quick outfield.
Yeah, you just feel that maybe Sletwa doesn't have that extra pace that Tate had to bowl that length. Maybe he needs to keep it a little bit more simple. Whereas Stefan had that bit of surprise and that bit of pace, and that brings up the 50 for the Rhinos. They'll be very happy after losing 2 wickets in 2 balls. Oh, advancing down, knocks it down for another single. As you're saying, I don't think it's too difficult these days for guys to relocate and adapt.
So I mean, that's from probably a personal point of view. How about within the change room, the dynamic with the new teammates?
Well, the great thing is this nowadays there's not so much, and because of the changing of teams, you get to know a lot of the other cricketers and be familiar with them more than probably 25, 30 years ago. So. Oh, that's in the slot. Is the man behind it, and it's down his throat. We've seen that maybe one time too many for Mohammad Mayat. Unfortunately, couldn't get it behind square.
He just had a real swing at that one, not timing it as well as he would have wanted. I mean, it wasn't a bad strike, but the fielder standing there barely had to move, and he's taken it down his throat.
Yeah, that was a little bit unlucky. But if you think about it, maybe he should have targeted the other boundary. That was the long boundary that he took on. A similar shot with the shorter boundary could have carried all the way. Again, just as the Rhinos were getting going, another setback.
Yeah, unfortunately the partnership of 39 broken there, and not ideal for the Mpumalanga Rhinos, as they were really starting to build their way into this innings.
Well, the partnership was the key. I mean, they were getting into something meaningful. 39 and counting, and then unfortunately to hit the ball not out of the middle of the bat, but straight down into the fielder's hands on the boundary.
Look, I do think that partnership was a bit of disaster aversion as well. If they had lost a third wicket as early as they lost those first 2, they might have been in real
bigger
trouble.
Yes.
So this has given them at least a little bit of a launch pad to work from now with the middle order.
Well, it's probably worked out in their favour to an extent, because Yuri Sneeman is a brilliant striker of the ball.
Yep.
He's just walked in. I mean, if he can hang around for 10, 15 balls getting himself in towards the back end of the innings, he's going to be a handful, that's for sure. What?
He's managed to get off strike immediately, just working it down to fine leg.
The one thing you'll find is it wouldn't take the Tuskers too long to bring the off spinner in, because you've got 2 left-handers batting together now.
100%, yes.
I mean, if off spinner's not going to bowl now, when else is he going to bowl? So again, a couple of overs of rebuilding here from the Rhinos. If they can hang around and stick together till maybe over number 11, 12. Well timed, that's got a finger on it.
That brings to an end the 9th over. Currently going at a run rate of 6 to the over, just run a ball stuff. And yeah, again, it's quite even at this stage. But Tuskers, if they can pull
well,
get a few
I wouldn't
more
say
wickets,
it's even, Douglas. After what we saw in the morning, I mean the Eastern Storm were pretty similar, around 60 after 10s, and they didn't manage to get to that 160. So I would put the Tuskers just ahead if they can get through this partnership without much damage.
I think the difference is that the Rhinos batsmen have come with a bit more intent, so they might be able to recover even better than the Storm did.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. We want to see a nail-biting finish here, closely contested game.
Oh, T20 cricket, it's meant to be good. It's meant to be hard fought. But I mean, as you say, the current batting pair, really good pair of batters, can hold the willow quite well.
Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, brilliant
fantastic
fielding.
shot, fantastic fielding.
Saved a certain 4 there.
Really good timing. I think the field placement from a Tuskers perspective has been like on point.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. I mean, you can just see they had a plan from the time they stepped onto the field. They knew beforehand what bowling changes, if things were going well, what they were going to do. And I mean, the boundary riders have been in the perfect spot for anything that's been hit up in the air. That's a sharp single there. Just dropping into the offside. Dajan's going to try coming around the wicket to Herman.
He's had a swing at that.
Bottom edge, down to third man. Dajan's been steady. Hasn't gone for too many, hasn't missed his length.
Oh, he's a good bowler. He's a good bowler. I'm a big fan of coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Just cramp him up a little bit. Send the off-stump cartwheeling.
You sound like you were a bowler in your day.
Spoken like a true bowler, true.
That's short, caught the glove. It's going to be a single. Again, you can see they've obviously got a plan to each batter. They haven't given Yuri anything really full to come onto the front foot yet.
Sending that square leg fielder back. Perhaps a double bluff again.
You called it, Douglas. Well played. It's a single.
And yeah, again, once a real tidy over from Keith Dudgeon, only going for 5 runs. But I don't think the Rhinos will be too upset with that because there was only one dot ball from that over. So just getting a bit of bat on ball, rotating the strike.
It takes them to, after 10 overs, halfway, 60 for 3. Well, they definitely got a little bit of a platform that they need to get into if they're going to get to anything close to 160, 150.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if there'll be one aggressor, if they'll take it on from both ends. But you would have to think there'll be a bit of aggression from the Rhinos in the next 2 overs or so. First
That's
ball,
straight down the ground.
driven it. 2 bounces to the boundary.
Splits the long on and long off easily.
As straight as an arrow, that one.
And it was a no ball.
No ball signaled
Not
as
no
well.
ball.
That's the first one of the day.
Yeah, but it's a very, very sloppy from the Tuskers. Only 3 fielders in the ring. That's why the no ball was called. No fault of the bowler.
Oh goodness, that's disaster.
Yeah, that's
Criminal mistakes.
very sloppy.
As we get the free hit.
And he's hit that and it's over. Oh, it's well taken. And it's a run-out chance. Oh no. Well, great fielding there at mid-wicket.
Fielder's done a
First to stop the ball going over him, grab hold of it and to get it back in as quick as he did.
It's excellent. Excellent work.
Yay.
Some real excitement on the free hit. Just not the type that we expected.
Okay, change in the field. Both sweepers, fine leg and third man are up in the ring now. Okay, that's blocked down. It's going to be a quick single. You just feel that maybe the Tuskers got away with that free hit. I mean, it was a beautiful shot for 4. And then the free hit wasn't capitalized on by the Rhinos. That's short.
It's a nervy moment there for Snyman. Just trying to pull one.
Umpire's walking up to him. Looks like it might have hit his helmet. As we go back to that customary check for concussion. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a stop. The medics come on. See if he's okay.
Just
Gonna ask him the customary questions again. Which day? Where are you? What's your name?
And you know what, as a batter, you always want to just walk it off and say, yeah, I'm all good to go. What was it even? Show no weakness.
But again, going back to the Tuskers, you can see that's a plan that they've developed and have stuck to it, that anything when Yuri Snyman is coming into bat, there's got to be short at him. Make him play the pull shot. Make him stay on the back foot. They obviously know from playing against him many times how devastating he can be on the front foot.
I mean, he's such a big, strong figure, and if you pitch it up in his arc, he will teach you a lesson or two. So yeah, I do think the shorter option has been a real success
Thus far.
You're right, yeah.
But he hasn't been playing for such a long time if he can't counter it, because as soon as he gets in,
we could be seeing fireworks.
Yeah, and it looks like they're obviously going to stick with it because they're dropping fine leg. There we go. Back of a lane, just a quick single again. Snyman biding his time.
I think it's so key at this stage that Herman sticks around at the crease.
Well, he's been the rock so far. He's got 36 of just over a run a ball, more than half of the score. Oh, and that's clipped away off leg. That's going to be 4 more. Really unlucky. Poor delivery. Probably looking for the Yorker or going at the stumps. The line was just wrong and helped away down to deep square leg.
Yeah, it's not often you get away with a full toss, and that time paying the price. It's down leg as well, just so inviting. And ball running away to the boundary. I think the SA under 19 side thrived through a boundary and over. That's what the Rhinos will be looking to do.
Short, wide, cut away, could be 2. Is it touch and go? Yes, they're comfortably home. That was very well placed away from the deep offside sweeper. And that's the end of the 11th over. The Rhinos are sitting a lot better at 73 for 3, with Herman poised just short of his half century on 42.
Partnership also trickling along now. It's hit 20. These partnerships of, you'd say 30-40 in T20 cricket are so vital to building that innings. And
well, here we said 2 left-handers. Time for the off spinner. In comes Kurt Manicum. Obviously the captain, Michael Yeardank, also bowls off spin, preferring to give Kurt a run before himself. Standard field. This is going to be, is Snyman going to take it on? And if he does, maybe that's what the Tuskers would want. Opportunities to get him out before the death or the last few overs. Oh, it's well played. Well bowled from Kurt. Had his pads, no room outside off.
Really quick through his action.
Yeah, he's had to. I mean, last year he had a bit of trouble with the action, but he's remodeled it. He spent a lot of time working on it. That's the edge. Is it there? Or is he gone? Run out? No. Good running. Good running there from these two.
Again, catching the edge. You really want to be turning those into wickets.
Yeah, it just puts us in a lot of excitement that we just cannot see where these once the ball gets past the eye line.
With a slightly obstructed view,
Yeah,
it just
creates
the heart
a
racing.
lot of excitement there for us until we see how short that really was.
Oh, he's gone down the ground, or at least like towards a cow corner position, but he's missed it completely.
He's fortunate that it's probably just bounced or missed off stump.
Counting those lucky stars that he was looking at while playing the shots.
Okay, changing the field now. Probably leaving mid wicket open for him to get the single. Not the worst. That's a big hit. Is it in the gap? Yes, it's there. That looks like it might have carried all the way. No, that's just short of the boundary. That's 4.
He's just played this across the line, as he has almost every delivery so far this over, and a few bounces into
Possibly
the boundary.
he decided from the beginning that this was going to be the over, that he's going to take it on. Long boundary or not.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. It's a good time to tee off now, because then you can really start piling on the scoreboard pressure as well.
He's going again. Is that all the way? There's a man there. Oh, that's just in the
evading
gap.
him. It's probably fielders just missed that by about a meter and a half, but powerfully struck across the line there from Yuri Snyman, and now he's starting to find a bit of the middle himself.
Well, he knows where the middle of the bat is, definitely. The calculated gamble there, or the risk from the Tuskers of the off spinner almost came to the party.
Well, they
had a half a chance there at short third man, and maybe a couple of meters either way, but it's been a good over for the Rhinos.
They did entice him a bit though by taking the fielder across to the offside, just opening up a bit of space in the leg side, and
And here we go, another bowling change. You got who's this? Andile Mohakane. It's just an embarrassment the number of bowlers that the Tuskers has to call on. Maybe into the 13th over, and they've used how many? 6, 7. Okay, it's a call for 2. Is he gonna? No. Well done. Well fielded there. Long off. The one thing with Andile is that he does have a knack of picking up a wicket. He's a bit quicker than you think. He's a bit skiddy. He does mix up his length with the odd short ball, which I wouldn't be surprised if he bowls to Snyman. Oh, that's well played.
Just work that one into the leg side, showing that he's not just brawn.
He's a hard hitter of the cricket ball, though, is he? And Herman is sitting pretty on 44. He would love to get a half century, yeah? Get this his competition underway.
It's a bit of a full toss there. Not timed as well as he would have liked. Just jogging through for a single. Just not many dot balls the last few overs. The Tuskers not able to stem the flow at the moment. Just needing to work their way back into this.
Oh, that's well hit, and it looks like he's running away for 4. You knew that he was expecting the ball to be a bit shortish. Gave himself some room and just placed it comfortably behind square on the offside.
He's just pushed that back of a length, and he's
well, they haven't bowled anything full to Yuri Snyman yet, so he's expecting it, and Andile is not the pace that is going to trouble him, and they move quite nicely onto 90 for 3 in the 13th over. A slower ball blocked into the offside. It's a single.
Yeah, much as we say Snyman's really good on the front foot, he can hold the bat on the back foot as well, and just showing that.
Yeah, umpire is a little bit confused there. There's one more ball left. One more ball left, and the umpire is ready to change.
Look, they're human as well.
Maybe he's seen enough of Andile bowling. Oh, that's short. There's a man back there in the gap. Oh, well fielded. They got two more. It's a very, very decent over there. 10 of that for the Rhinos. 93 for 3 after 13. They've got the nice platform. Two batsmen that are in. Herman on 47. Snyman finding his feet, finding the touch, the middle of the bat on 19.
Current partnership on 40 now, so they are motoring along at the moment.
Oh, the captain brings himself on now, another off spinner. Again, it'd be interesting to see what number bowler they've used. I think this must be the 7th or 8th in the innings.
This is the 9th ball.
It's well bowled there from Mike.
So we're getting word that this is the 9th bowler of the innings.
I was
13
one short.
overs.
That's what I'm saying. They've got a lot of options. That's well bowled in the block hole, single.
If you're the captain, how tempting is it to maybe bring yourself on, knowing that you're a bowling
Well,
option?
it's a strange thing, because sometimes when you got too many options, it can be a hindrance rather than a asset, you know. Because you want your bowlers to be bowling their overs, and if the guy is bowling well, sneak another one from him. Maybe he might get you a wicket, keep the pressure. When you got so many options, I mean, we've had 9 bowlers in this, the 14th over.
Yeah.
And the only one who's bowled 2 in a row has been Tate. That's well hit.
Look, I think the mentality would be sort of don't let the batter settle with the bowler.
Don't let him settle, but it's not like they're on 150.
Yeah.
I mean, you still would say the Tuskers are in the driving seat at 100 in the 14th over. From what we've seen, that the good score is 160.
Well, you say that, then they must be doing something right if they're in the driving seat.
100%. But oh, that's inside edge.
It seems to be just sort of delayed his action there. Quite interesting.
Yeah,
to
he's a
see.
very experienced campaigner, is Michael Yelang.
He's sort of gone wide of the crease there. And just
He's got through that
darted it
over in record time, quickly. He's only gone for 4 singles.
Yeah. End of the 14th. Herman facing the first ball of the next over. He's got 49 now, or 43 deliveries. You would think that as soon as he gets to 50, it's time to kick on, because a runner ball 50 is very useful in the scenario that he's in. But from here on out, it's got to be. You would think that there's an acceleration that's required.
Well, to get to 160, they're going to have to score 10 runs and over from now till the end. So they're going to need some big overs. Here's Stefan Tate is back. I mean, look at his figures. 2 overs, 2 for 6. He's been the outstanding bowler so far. And you know he's not going to pitch anything up if we take from what we've seen before. That's back of a length. That's knocked out to deep square leg for a single. Change in the field. Deep fine leg goes back. Again, you expect it to be short or back of a length to Yuri Sneeman. He backs away, looking for the room. Follows him nicely, does Stefan Tate. And that's a dot ball. Again, he's looking for the offside. Everyone's up on the offside except the sweeper. Any bat and through the field is going to be 4. So the interesting tussle here between Tate and Sneeman. It's short again, played to long on. Good decision there to stick to the single. It's up in the block hole, well bowled, straight to his fielder, and that's 50 up for Herman. It's well played. That's 50 or 50, 40 or 51. That's 100 up for the Rhinos. Yes, Sneeman going to look for the boundary on the offside again. It's short. It should be. That's 1 for the over. Well bowled. Could be a little bit lucky because the line looked like it was maybe outside leg. Short again, that's hit out to deep square leg. It's a single. Again, Tate's been the handful.
It's another very tidy over, only going for 4 runs there, and with stats like 2 for 10 after 3 overs. It's been highly impressive. I mean, it's been the best bowling performance of the day so far in those first 3 overs.
Yeah, he's just looked the part. I mean, he's got those 2 wickets. He's bowled a consistent, shortish length, made it difficult for the batsmen. I mean, the Rhinos have got 5 overs left in their innings. They're sitting on 100 and 1 for 3. You feel that this over's got to give something. It's either going to be a big over of 10 or there's going to be a wicket in here.
Well, I think the car corner fielder is going to be in business here. It's gone across.
Oh, that's short. That's hammered. That's 6. Very unlike Michael Yearlang to ear on that. Bowled a full toss, and that was hammered.
It was just hit so hard. As much as I say the car corner field is
besides hard, he hit it flat. I think barely got off the ground and it flew like a tracer bullet.
Oh, it's a fantastic shot.
Oh, and that's hit again. That's going to be another one.
Both sides of the pitch. He's gone into the offside this time, giving himself some space. But it's a full toss.
That's 2 in 2. 2 full tosses and 2 sixes. As I said, this was going to be the over. Either a wicket or big. It's already 12 of 2 balls. And he's gone again. That's another one. 3 in a row.
That's the biggest of the lot.
Fantastic ball striking here. 3 in a row from Yuri Sneeman is stepping on the pedal. He's just gone from mid-20s to 35 and counting.
I retract my statement saying he's not all brawn. So far it's been all brawn this over. He's smashing the ball over the park.
Make that 41.
41 of 23 deliveries. He was going at a run a ball not even 2 balls ago.
Well, he had 18 of 3, so that...
Oh, brilliant stroke play. Now, what do you do? Erlang's got a bit of work to do for the rest of this over.
Well, we saw 5 sixes from the SA under-19 superstar Brevis the other day.
Yeah.
Obviously another competition, but with 3 and 3. And there's another one! That's 4!
That's 4 in 4.
That's almost up in the scorer's box there. Over the side screen. He's got 4 in 4. Is he going for 6?
Oh, you can't jinx him like that, man. We can't say it now. Number 5 lining up. Oh, he's missed it this time.
He missed it.
Where's the wide signal?
Nah, it looked like it went through his legs.
Oh man, you gotta love it. 4 sixes in a row to start the over.
Okay, ideally we just want him to take a single, so he's facing again.
He's facing it, yeah. Final ball of
But
the
he's
over.
probably going to go for another one. Oh, I told you he's going to go for another one. There's 2 dots.
Got his line right there at the end of the over, just hitting the pads.
That turned out to be an eventful 24 of that over.
And you know what? It was some big sixes as well. It wasn't just...
Well, I enjoyed that low, flat tracer bullet. I know you loved that one that flew over long on.
Alright, after the excitement of the 16th over.
Sandile Mokhakane back in the attack. Oh!
Full toss to start.
No, you wouldn't want that. Your own non-striker preventing your run.
Just to have a look now, Sneeman is on 47 all of a sudden after that.
Hits him on the arm. Is he a little bit injured?
He'll
Rub
take
it off.
Take it on the arm. He's big, strong man. He can handle it.
Oh, that's hit into the cut sweeper. That's a single. That's a 50 partnership probably.
Oh,
way over that.
Partnership 73. And
okay.
Seems to be a little bit of...
well, with the load shedding, obviously the teammates don't really know what score he's on.
Yeah.
They should be following the CSA YouTube channel. Then they'd be up to date.
Good stuff. Snowman having a big swing there as well.
Yeah, he's not holding back. He's going big now. There's no doubt about it. He's going big. It's actually quite a very good line from Andile, just outside off. It's making sure it's not in the arc for Sneeman. Like that. There's a man there. Oh, well fielded. That's just a single. That's the danger if you come at him with a shorter boundary. With his strength and timing, you can even miss hit it and it'll still carry.
But he's really this over has been tidy so far. He's just hit that perfect line to stem the flow.
Oh, he's looking for the scoop. Well bowled.
Herman going on a bit of a walkabout there, trying to figure out what on earth he's going to do with it.
Yeah, he's looking to scoop that ball over short, fine leg. Probably went too early. Andile saw him, took the pace off.
It wasn't the most elegant dance, but he'll take the run, I'm sure.
Every run counts. Oh, that's well played. Full and wide, open the face. That's 50. Brilliant innings for Sneeman. The Rhinos couldn't have asked any better. 50 of just 29 balls.
Can I say, that was just a remarkable shot. It was so full and he's just stuck his bat out there and timed it so well. And it's just raced away to the boundary. Great way to finish the 17th over. And Rhinos really starting to impose with their this run tally at the moment. 132 on the board for 3 wickets. Partnership of 79. The Tuskers do need to reel in these runs at the moment, and the only way to do that, I fear, is through wickets, because these two are looking stellar in the middle.
Well, before they stepped onto the field, I'm sure the Tuskers would have said if they can keep the Rhinos to anything around 150, they'll probably be happy.
Definitely, yes.
So that should still be at the back of their mind. Either this one or the next one, they can still keep them to around 150, 155. They'll be happy.
With Keith Dudgeon coming back into the attack, only 7 runs conceded in 2 overs. I do believe that that's probably the goal now. First ball, full and wide. Not able to get under it is Herman. Herman a little bit stagnant at the moment. He hasn't faced much of the balls.
Well, you can see the plan. I mean, the plan with the field looks like they're probably just going to bowl about 6 stump, outside off stump, as full as possible. Not to let the ball fly to fine leg or behind screen on the leg side. And hopefully
it's 3 overs. And
they've been fantastic with the ball.
Tate's favouring that shorter bowling. Will he do the same against Van Niekerk now?
I guess we've seen stranger things happen. So if the Rhinos can get to 160, they would definitely be very happy.
He's bowled at Yorker-ish length.
Yeah, it looked like he bowled a little cutter as well, taking the pace off.
Heard the little groan to try and deceive the batter.
That comes from tennis.
What, you reckon he's a tennis player in his off time?
The groaning as you hit the ball.
Yeah, definitely not as much an element of the tennis game anymore, but it's a bit of a trademark.
Oh, that's in the slot. Oh, it's quick single again. It was there. You can see Herman upset that he missed out. All he needed to do was get decent bat on it.
Good here, they really are. Oh, he's bowled that so well.
Oh,
bit of confusion in the middle.
And he's gone.
Hey,
well done from the keeper.
Konskis.
And there, that's the end of Herman. What were they thinking?
Oh, I think they just
Confusion. If he went from the start, he probably would have been safe. Just a little pause.
Oh, a little bit of frustration on the non-strikers end. And one of those unfortunate miscommunications. You know you want those runs, but at the cost of a wicket of a set batsman, is it really worth it?
Some outstanding fielding there.
New batsman running to the crease here. Obviously excited to get to the middle. Again, a very evenly contested innings here with the pitch offering something for both bat and ball, and it'll be very interesting to see the Tuskers' approach to this chase.
I think they would probably use the same approach that the SA under-19 players went about it. They're batting. Try to go as hard as possible up front, take the sting out of the attack early, and cruise it after that. And again,
we've got new batter to the crease, Martin Dlamini. He's got 9 balls to do something.
And he goes for the lap, and it's
it's a questionable first shot, if I may say so.
Well, they practice it day in, day out by the looks of things. It's part of the T20 arsenal as shot-making abilities.
Well, I think just taking a bit of pace off of that full pace delivery maybe beats the fielder, but the variation in this penultimate over has also been great, making it very difficult for the batters to score.
Well, he's putting the leg side fielders back, so that tells you one thing. Is it a double bluff? You've been spotting the double bluffs very well today, Douglas. Or is he going to just bowl him a nasty bouncer?
Nah, doubt it. Full and straight.
Oh, and that's hammered, and that's 4. Just over the extra cover.
Oh, he's hit
Short,
that so
wide,
hard.
backed away.
No, he struck that so well. The fielder was interested, just evading him. But yeah, he would have taken something special to stop that. Van der Kerk getting his first boundary of the innings.
Oh, that's well bowled. Are they going to get the 2? Yeah, they should be. Well, good running there. Amazing. The ball barely got out of the 30-yard circle and he's got 2 runs for that.
Oh, it's good stuff, good stuff. 1 over remaining. Mpumalanga Rhinos 147 for 5. I think at this stage, again, they wouldn't be unhappy with that. I think it's a defendable total.
You think so? I think that they're probably still short, man. They need to be 160 plus.
Well, that's what this over's for.
They need to get a decent over, yeah, definitely.
Keith Dudgeon coming in for his final over, 1 for 13 in 3 overs. A huge shout out to the pace pairing there. I mean, we've mentioned it a few times. And Stefan Tate finishing his spell. Some brilliant figures.
Alright, is Dlamini going to try to ramp another one? Both men are back, fine leg and third man. Oh, full and straight, well played. There's a chance of a run out. Oh.
It's a good delivery to start the final
He's
over.
been excellent with those Yorkers.
But I mean, he is quite an experienced campaigner over the last few years. He's played a lot of cricket.
Yeah, he was in the Dolphin setup for a long time before the change, and he moved up here to Pietermaritzburg. He's excellent last season. There we go, the ramp is there. Oh,
Ramp hasn't exactly paid off today. We've seen it maybe 5 or 6 times, and I think only once has it gone away to the boundary. So yeah, it's interesting shot selection. But as you say, it's part of the T20 game these days.
yeah, and sometimes you think that if a guy walks in and tries to ramp, it's probably because he's not very strong and hitting the ball anywhere else. Oh, what was that? The sound.
There's a slight sound, but I think it's probably an inside edge onto the pad or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, it's a dot ball though. 2 dot balls, absolute gold at this stage of the game, and really could be defining in the long run.
Well, they're aiming for 160 and they've got 2 dot balls in the last over with just a single in between, so the Tuskers are bowling brilliantly. There we go, there's another chance at a run out. Oh, there's no one there. There's no one there.
Oh, one stump to aim at.
Yeah, he didn't wait for the keeper, didn't wait for the... Oh. I guess they'd be happy it was just a single in the end.
Oh, definitely. Well, still only 2 runs from the final over.
Well, they've seen Dlamini. He's only looking for the ramp, so everyone is coming in. Long off is into the ring. Is he going to hit? Oh, and he gets a bit of bat there. There's a gap. Oh, he gets 4.
And there's
Not the best delivery from Dudgeon. His first real loose delivery, full toss.
I think that's only the second boundary he's conceded in his spell, and he's only got 1 ball remaining. It's been quite a tight spell, and that brings up the 150 for the Mpumalanga Rhinos. Keith Dudgeon looking to clear out this innings. What can Dlamini conjure up with this final delivery?
Do you think he's going to look for the ramp again?
I think it's quite possible.
Oh, that's gone.
He's gone across the line, looking to hit it into the leg side. Keith Dudgeon grabbing his second wicket of the innings, and thoroughly deserved. He's gone for 19 runs, taken 2 wickets.
And that leaves the Rhinos finishing at 153 for 5 or for 6 with that last wicket of the last ball. Probably 10 to 15 runs short of where they should be, but still a score that if they take early wickets they could make it interesting for the AET Tuskers.
Yeah, as much as we've mentioned the bowling efforts from Stefan Tate and Keith Dudgeon, you've got to also mention the brilliant batting performances. Ruben Herman getting just over 50, anchoring the innings after those 2 early wicket losses, and Yuri Snyman coming in to entertain us all, hitting 4 sixes in a row at one stage, and those two probably the reason why the Tuskers, the Mpumalanga Rhinos have reached a competitive score, 153.
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they would have loved a lot more, maybe 165 at least, but at least from where they were, they've got something to defend.
100%.
I mean, at the halfway stage they were on 60, so they scored 93 runs in the second half of the innings for the loss of 3 wickets, which
that's
definitely
exactly
something they'd be happy with.
All right, and that brings us to the end of the first innings of this real mouth-watering encounter at the Oval. Conditions are fantastic, the vibe is fantastic, and we do have a few spectators in the stands that are enjoying the cricket with us. We'll be back in a few for the second innings.
And here we are, we're back, about to start the innings. The AET Tuskers with a target of 154 to get the opening pairs. Jonathan Vandia just moved to the Tuskers from Northern Cape, and this captain Michael Ierlank, both left-handers, and no surprise, off-spinner bowling the first over. And straight away, it's a wide, running down to the boundary. Not the start you'd hope for. Snyman trying to dart it into the pads. Not a clean take from the keeper. And it's 5 runs onto the board without a ball being bowled.
Yeah, really not the way you'd like to start your innings. Giving away 5 free runs just reduces that target to below 150, hypothetically. But he's darted in a Yorker the second ball.
You're not expecting Snyman to give much air. You know he's probably just going to try to bowl wicket to wicket, get the ball to slide on into the left-hander's pads.
They've decided to sneak through for a single there. The fielder caught on his heels, resting on his heels a bit. But Vandia getting himself off the mark. Second ball of the innings. Well, technically the third ball. Erlang also had a few good seasons. And, getting himself off the mark immediately as well. This definitely an opening pair that know what it is to score runs.
Yeah, both very experienced, playing professional cricket for almost a decade each.
So sprawling efforts there from the fielder, fortunately not able to stop it, and batsmen go through for a single.
It's onto the pads, clipped into the leg side, should be 2.
It's a good arm in there from the fielder.
Oh, and that's the one short run. Umpire's calling a short run there.
Really is a waste of runs to run short runs, but sometimes in the spur of the moment you're just in the headspace of I need to get to the other end.
Well, they teach all batters to make sure you know where the ball is, so probably when he's turning he thinks he's going to go across the line with his bat.
Yeah,
Probably a millimetre or a centimetre short of the line, but it's a good start there, end of the first over. Besides the 5 wides, a pretty tidy over from Yuri Snyman.
yeah, it's a good foundation to build from for the Tuskers, and yeah, I think those 5 wides to start the over just it makes such a difference. 4 without loss after the first looks so much better than
Well,
9
straight
without
away
loss.
you're putting pressure on the batting team. But here from the doozy end you got Tula.
Just
he was at the Tuskers last season, moved to the Rhinos.
Oh, so return home.
Most of the players would know what Tula tries to do with the ball. Left arm does swing it a bit.
Oh,
There we go.
Straying down leg side a little bit there. And Vandiar's just got enough on it for it to run away to the boundary.
Again, you're defending 150. It's got to be on the money from ball 1. Because we've had 2 first balls from the opening bowlers and each has been down leg side. Been quite costly.
It's not ideal, not ideal. However, loosener you'd say is forgivable.
Not in T20 cricket, Douglas. There's no time for looseners here.
Yeah, fair enough. Snuck
Sharp
through.
single, short fine leg.
Yeah, Rhinos are going to have to up this intensity a bit more. They're going to have to make sure that they're a bit tighter on their lines. At the moment, the runs are just coming very, very easily.
Yeah, he said, it's still early in the game, but you just get the feeling that they need something, they need a sort of a spark to get them going. Tula has decided that there's not much shape. It's going to bring the man across into mid-wicket. There we go, short, helped along, that's going to be 4.
Just pull that off his hip. Ball has raced away to the boundary. 2 fielders were chasing, but it was pretty much a half-hearted chase, knowing very well that the ball's going to win that race. And it's the 3rd boundary of the innings, 2nd boundary of the innings. No, it's third one.
A wide, we're counting the wide and the leg by. First boundary of the bat.
Yeah.
And the Tuskers have raced to 18 without loss.
That's quite a good delivery there, getting a little bit of a way shape, hitting his length, hitting his line. That's where Ngobo wants to be. Just make it a little bit more challenging for the batters to generate run flow.
On his day, Yelang is a difficult batsman to bowl to because he hits the ball so well in front of the wicket and he's quick to pounce on anything that's short, so the margin for error for the bowler is quite small. There we go. The line is not right on his pads, just going deeper in the crease and helping it along its way.
That's almost exactly where the previous boundary went. A little bit fuller this time, not really. And just flicking it away, using those wrists and timing it to perfection as well. And yeah, that's the 2nd boundary in 3 deliveries. As you say, the batsman would know all about how Ngobo bowls. So maybe it's time to.
Well, there's a change in the field, so they've dropped fine leg back. It looks pretty square on the boundary, so any tickle of the bat is going to be 4 again.
Oh, but he's bowled that one a little bit straighter. Vandia a little frustrated. He wanted to work that into the leg side. Apologies, Erlang. He wanted to work that into the leg side and just wasn't able to connect. Brings the end of the 2nd over. It's been a comfortable 22 without loss so far for the Tuskers. The Rhinos just got a bit of work to do. It seems like, we spoke about the plan that the Tuskers had coming into their innings. If the Rhinos did have a plan, I can't imagine bowling down leg, was it?
Well, they probably decided to try to be as straight as possible. Just didn't execute the plan well.
Straying on their lines a little.
Yeah, change in the bowling. They've done with the spin experiment. Well, sometimes you get the feeling when in both games the team defending the score is just trying to get through the power play. Whereas maybe the intent needed to be that they're a bit more aggressive in the power play.
Exactly.
Trying to get a wicket or 2. Just
John Heinrichsen coming into the attack on the money first up. As we see a few clouds starting to pull in, but nothing too ominous. It's been a real warm day so far today at the Oval. And pretty good cricket conditions, if you ask me.
Yeah, the weather's been nice. It has just built a bit of cloud, but hopefully the light can hold. And that's bunted into the onside for another single.
Yeah, KZN quite famous for its early finishes in day's plays. Because
the light tends to go very fast, Douglas.
Yeah, and but I'm quite excited to see out the end of this game. I think this is going to be a real goodie.
Well, if the Rhinos can nip 1 or 2 wickets, especially the captain Yelang. they will definitely have a chance. But the longer this partnership sticks together, you know that Jonathan Vandia is going to find the middle of the bat pretty soon. And as soon as he starts timing the ball, he's very difficult to bowl to. An aggressive batsman, able to hit the ball in quite different and funny areas.
Yeah, wicket's the name of the game here for Rhinos. Oh, he's had a swing at it. Yeah, Rhinos won't want to find themselves in the situation that Eastern Storm found themselves in, where they started taking wickets in the 18th, or sorry, well,
Too late.
14th over, where there were only 10 runs left to get. And
not only that, if they're going to get any half a chances, they've got to be ready to pounce on it. We saw that the chances were missed in the first game from the Eastern Storm. If the Rhinos do get a chance, they've got to make sure they grab onto it.
It's gone full. It's been driven straight to the fielder. Bit of a.
He made sure he had the ball in his hands before he hit the ground, and that probably ensured there was no single there.
Looked like a very awkward fielding of the ball. Very lanky figure.
Again, Heinrich has been brilliant. Tidy over so far. You want to close it out. Be happy with a single here to finish the over.
Oh, he's flicked that. Or sorry, driven that down the ground.
And that's 4.
That's a great shot. He's timed it really well. He's driven that. It wasn't really a swinger.
Yeah, it wasn't purely timed as well, but enough bat on it with the new ball.
Yeah, we said it's quite a quick outfield. But as you did watch the ball trickle away, there was a few bobbles and bounces.
Well, that's what you find gives the fielder a false sense of that he's going to catch it. But the ball just keeps bobbling. It doesn't slow down.
Who doesn't love a bit of a tease, though? You know, it's. But as a fielder, you always want to feel you have a chance at stopping the ball.
Okay, Tula is going to be back from the doozy end.
It's 9 to the over in the first 3. It's ideal start for the Tuskers. They'll be very happy and quite comfortable at the moment. No real chances to speak of. Straight down leg once again.
He's lucky to get away with that one with just a single and a reball. Any bat or pad would have been 4.
It's running away, yeah.
His fine leg is quite square.
Still has to re-bowl it though.
Well, he's got another chance to get it right.
Well, another chance to get it wrong as well.
No. You got to think positive.
Depends on which side you're on, I guess.
Oh. You can see Vandia is covering the stumps, is putting pressure on him.
Yeah, much better. It's that 5th, 6th stump line.
Another run-out chance.
Oh, Vandia
would have been very close.
Seemed like he was coasting a bit there, and
it's not the quickest between the stumps, but
yeah,
still taking it a bit too easy. Good fielding, good attempt.
I wouldn't call that a half chance, maybe a quarter chance. It's a little bit of excitement there for the fielders. But it's something like that can lift a field and say, yeah, you know what, there's opportunities.
They need a breakthrough, that's what they need.
Oh, he's dropped it short, mistimed it. Just sort of looping, barely leaving the square.
Well, we saw from the first innings, the shorter balls just probably are not coming on as the batters would expect. There's been a lot of mistimed pull shots. The first 2 wickets were thickish edges that hung in the air a long time, and those were off short deliveries.
Yeah, so I mean, I mentioned that there might not be many demons in the pitch. That's probably the most work the pitch is doing for the bowlers. Oh, he's gone short again, advancing down the track. But those shorter deliveries have been so
there's
problematic.
fielding there. Well, lucky. Thank goodness there's backup there. Otherwise, I can guarantee you Tula wouldn't be happy. He bowls a dot ball and overthrows so the gill runs against his name.
Yeah, a few questioning body languages out in the field for the Rhinos. Not quite sure what had happened there, but getting away with it this time.
There's that one I was talking about. Fine leg's done very well to cut that off. Again, angling into leg stump, just missing the line a bit, helped along. There's 2 more deliveries in this over. The 4th. Oh, that's too short. That's going to be a wide.
Way too short there.
He's got protection out there, but that was way too short. It's one for the over as well.
Marco Janssen batting, you're probably still getting a wide for that. That was real short. And it's been a relatively good over so far, apart from the 2 wides.
Yeah, you just think exactly why. He was bowling, finding a decent length.
Making it very difficult for the batters to dispatch of the ball. Backed away there.
He took the pace off the ball. Well played there from Vandia. There's no danger for the fielding side.
We're just sort of following him with the ball though.
He spotted him early, so he looked like he rolled the fingers over it. Take some pace off. We'd love to close his over out now.
Those intricacies when bowler versus batsman kicks in is always so interesting. Yorked him again, scampering through for the single. Vandia also just finding him. Well, they're finding him wanting.
Well, they look like they're targeting and throwing at his end.
Yeah, look, they don't seem to be getting any closer to a wicket with the ball in hand. So
gotta look at any avenue. Yes.
33 without loss after 4. Just over 8 to the over for the Tuskers, and pretty much on target now as we speak. But the longer they go without losing a wicket, the more dire it starts getting for the Mpumalanga Rhinos.
Well, the Rhinos just strung 2 decent overs together, so they've got to back themselves. The captain's got to back the bowler to hopefully close this power play out.
Heinrichsen's been running in hard here. It's just mistimed that. Getting a single from it. Heinrichsen generating quite a bit of pace as well. It's looking good at the start of the season.
Oh, that's well timed.
Goodness me, he's timed that well.
Found the gap brilliantly there through mid-wicket.
It's really nothing more than a sort of a punch into the leg side. He's like short on, jabbed it. It's just raced away to the boundary. It's a brilliant stroke. Vandia just showing how much power he can generate from very little. And not a man that you want at the crease if you're trying to stem the flow.
Oh, that's clipped away.
Fielder's got a bit of
Well
work
done, the
to
fielder's
do.
there. Brilliant fielding, kept it down to a single.
Just making sure that there's no dot balls here, the Tuskers. That's how you start racking up 8 to 10 runs to the over.
Oh,
Shot.
brilliantly hit. That's 4 more.
Good.
So strong down the ground is Erlang. Anything remotely over pitch, he's quick to pounce on it. He's striking the ball so well.
Goodness. He even held the pose for the cameras. Why wouldn't you? It's a fantastic shot down the ground. Really does look good when he's in form.
Well, that's when he's at his best, when he hits the ball down the ground. I mean, he's effortless. And that's short and helps on. That could be running away over. Good speed there from the deep square leg. Keeps it down to another single.
I must say I'm seeing real similarities in terms of game flow compared to the first game. You know, team batting first, you know, trying to set a total, looking uneasy.
Yeah, they just look not sure what's a good way to approach it. But once the team chasing knows exactly that in the power play they got to get close to 50, 60, and then the game becomes a lot easier.
Is it something to consider maybe in the coming days when winning the toss that chasing seems to be a lot easier?
Oh, what a take!
What a fantastic catch!
That is the best catch of the day so far. What a brilliant take from the keeper. Brilliant movement. That was flying. A healthy edge. What a catch. He can be extremely proud of himself. Moves so well. And that's the end of Jonathan Van Dier for an enterprising little knock and partnership.
Well, it was going to take something special, wasn't it? And that's a special catch there from the Rhinos wicketkeeper.
Hey, that's what they need. Hopefully that can just lift their spirits a bit. And the Tuskers have moved quickly onto 44 for 1 in the power play. And in walks Andile Mokokane.
Well, we've seen that wickets in many cases are the catalyst to stemming the run flow. And from a Rhinos point of view, you'd hope that that's the case now. That was actually the final ball of the 5th over. And with 1 over of power play left, that wicket really has come at a crucial time.
Well, here another change in the bowling. To replace Chula is going to be Snyman again.
Yuri Snyman going for quite a few in his first over. I think
Well,
it was 12.
As we said, he went for the first ball was 5 wide, so that really started him off on the back foot, and he managed to pull it back a bit. He bowled four singles in there. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he's bowling to Andile and Andile decides to sweep. He sweeps very well. It's one of his go-to shots against the spinners. But again, we've seen that the right and left-handed combination works very well.
Setman Erlang facing now. Rock back, driven that into the offside.
Well, you got to ask yourself, is he going to change his approach a bit? He was definitely the aggressor in the opening partnership. Had more of the strike.
Well, I think he...
Oh, that's gone. That's got to be.
Well, you can't be the aggressor if you're out.
Inspired bowling change, trusting his off-spinner.
That's a great delivery.
Pitching just outside off, sliding on, playing across the line.
Probably didn't bounce as much as he would have liked, but he misread the line completely.
Looking for the easy single in mid-wicket, just across it. Big blow to the AET Tuskers. The captain walking off for 22. 2 new batters, both on naught. Got to look to build a partnership now.
Well, we saw the Tuskers take 2 wickets in 2 deliveries in the first innings. A little bit earlier than this in the innings. However, 2 quick wickets can really swing the tide of an innings. So, as you mentioned, 2 new batsmen. Neither of them have faced a ball. Snyman fresh off taking a wicket now.
Well, this looks like it could be Malcolm Norfal.
Norfal, the new man here at
Could
the
be.
Oval.
We're just looking to see. Looks like it could be him. A handy cricketer. Only consideration is also a left-hander, so Snyman's not going to be too unhappy about bowling to a left-hander.
Probably going to look to drift it in.
He's looking to bowl the exact same delivery hitting the midway of the middle stump, skidding on.
Oh, it's not far off either.
Yeah, just gave him some chance to hit the ball down to long off. Sorry.
Oh, it's
Well, from the start, the Rhinos have pulled it back. They're definitely in with a shout now. The next 5 overs will determine how close they can take it, because these Tuskers do bat deep. If you got Dudgeon batting 8-9, you know your batting orders runs quite a bit.
Sneyman bowling to Andile now for his first ball. So full toss first up. Bread and butter for any batter.
Oh, he slips.
Considered the second run there, but deciding against it. And just getting his bat in the way.
All the wiser for turning down that second run. Would have been extremely close.
Oh, third wicket now would have been disaster. Another full toss.
Yeah, he looks just too excited, eh? He's just not landing it on that same spot that he had earlier on. Maybe searching for the back-to-back wickets.
I think just trying to avoid bowling it too short and maybe overcompensating a bit.
Yeah, Sneyman very happy with that over. A wicket and 3 singles.
Really, really good comeback here from the Mpumalanga Rhinos at the end of the power play. They
47 for 2, Douglas. They'll be
Yeah.
very happy with that after the first 2 overs. They've pulled it back nicely. Got 2 new batters at the crease. And straight away we can see the spinners are coming on.
Just like that, I'd say the playing field has been leveled at this point. You'd still probably want to be...
Which shoes? Which change room do you want to
But
be?
you'd still probably be in the Tuskers change room. It's just, just over 100 runs to chase down. You'd think that it's a relatively standard, straightforward chase.
Yeah, and the run rate's not totally out of control. It's only 7.5 runs and over. So that's kind of expected in T20. And with 8 wickets in hand, they're probably just looking at a partnership for the next 2 to 3 overs. Just knock it around, get a foundation again.
Ngwenyama coming into the attack now. Like you say, persisting with these spin options. They've been working for them. Why change a winning formula?
It's darted into leg stump. As I said, just a slight change of approach. If you looked at how the SA under 19, as soon as they lost the first wicket, they didn't hold back. They sent in the big hitter Boast. They were 50 without loss. They lost their first wicket.
What made you think he's a big hitter? That huge 6 he hits
Well,
off his first ball.
You forget you forget he's from Hilton.
Fair enough, yeah.
so
Generating a few good cricketers from there.
he schooled at Hilton College. Played for the inland 8 different division groups, age groups.
It's gone down on one knee. There's that sweep that you were promising.
I did tell you that.
Yeah.
But again, now you know that there's so many gaps on the leg side. If you just hit it in front of squares, tick the scoreboard over like that. It's going to be a tight one if they're going for 2.
Once again, he was on his way for the second, having to be sent back.
Yeah, with the shorter boundary, you just got to make sure your calling is clear and early. Short. Oh, hey, there's a chance. Oof.
Once again.
A lot of indecision, yeah. Hey.
few nervy moments here for the Tuskers.
Well, you
batters.
did ask how's it to settle in. You're obviously not that well coming from into the team.
Yeah, a little bit nervy. Communication just maybe not where it should be just yet.
Oh, that's tickle. There's a run there, and oh my word.
Oh my goodness, who would want to be a Tuskers fan? But that does bring up the 50 runs for the Tuskers, and Nofal moving on to 4. They
50.
just trying to rebuild over here.
Well, you're just keeping us on the edge of our seats here with this running. Like the urgency, just got to be a bit more clear. That's a beautiful shot to the sweeper. Just one. Definitely a buzz with the Rhinos in the field at the moment. At the end of the 7th over, AET Tuskers sitting at 51 for 2. Looks like the Rhinos are really ringing in the changes here. Another bowling change. Makosi. The first wrist spinner of the day. Molding in the Shamsi tradition.
What's the spinner number 4 now for the Rhinos? Just making sure they load this this bowling attack with spin. Andile Mokakane also still trying to build his innings now.
Well, this is a big little session here, over 7 to 10. If Makosi can land them in a decent area, he's definitely going to ask questions of the batters. And that's not the best of start. Helped along its way. That's 4.
That's a bit of a shocker first up.
Yeah, you're just gonna feel that. Did he really need to bring him on now? Persist with the Sneyman for another one. Just got a wicket. You don't want to open the floodgates right now. You're gonna squeeze and squeeze.
It was really well played though. He got into position so quickly. His footwork was swift, and just managing to work that out. Really good stroke.
And Delay in his mind will be thinking if he misses his length, he's gonna pounce on him here.
Yeah, but I think a lot of these bowlers, their first delivery hasn't been great.
Well, if he can. Oh, that could be 2. No.
It's a much better delivery there from Makosi. I mean, they just need to rotate the strike for the rest of the over, and then they've got more than enough for the over.
Well, in terms of a partnership, if they can just knock it around for the next 2 or 3 and pick up the odd boundary, they're putting the Tuskers back on the. Oh, that's short.
It's a bit of an appeal there.
Just a bit high, probably.
Quite short, yeah. That's why Rockback tried to pull it into the leg side. Missing it.
You'll be upset that he missed that one.
Just shadow batting there, but playing it out in his mind how it should have happened. Seeing that ball fly away to the boundary.
There we go. It's in the air. It's fortunate he didn't time it any better.
It's not the first time we've almost seen the ball bounce over the fielder.
Well, that happens quite a bit here if you come in too hot, because the outfield is so hard. But the first bounce is generally gathers pace.
Oh, it's It's not a bad delivery. He's been guided.
Oh,
down to
that's
third
going to run
man.
away for 4. It's a teasing the fielder, and he almost gets there, but that's what we say. The bobbling keeps you interested a lot longer than you should be.
Those deft hands there.
Tuskers move on to 62 for 2. 1 more delivery left in this 8th over. 10 runs coming off it so far. Oh, that's well hit. They're looking for 2. That should be 2. Good running. Good running. That concludes the 8th over. 12 coming off it. Tuskers are 64 for 2. Chasing 154. Another 90 runs needed in 12 overs.
Just holding that steady run rate at 8 to the over. Real comfortable run rate to be going at. It's starting to pick up the odd boundary here and there as well. And
well, the Rhinos have banked their attack mainly on spin in the middle overs.
I think we'll just have to see how it plays out in the next 3 or 4, because as you mentioned, it's so vital this period of play now.
Oh, does he clear the rope? No, he hasn't. Yes, he has.
Oh, the fielder was interested, but he's timed it just well enough to clear
Well
him.
timed.
Oh,
Low
just-
full toss.
that's
Taking
the
on the
problem.
boundary.
Another full toss. You can't be bowling full tosses.
That was
But,
actually well hit, eh?
They are very well hit, yeah. And look, if he got a wicket from it, I don't think he'd be complaining. But not a delivery that deserved one. Very well timed there from Mpumalanga.
Oh, and that's it again. That's gone. Out of here again.
He's
Back-to-back sixes.
dropped that one way too short.
First with the full toss. Then the long hop. Well punished, both of them. And Dile's racing on to 21.
Squad 76 for 2.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row there. Are we going to see 4 in 4 again? We've seen Yuri Sneyman do it today. Are we going to see Andile Mokakane do it? He's called for a new bat. Why would you do that? He's just sent 2 over the boundary.
Maybe he feels it wasn't.
He wasn't hitting him far enough.
Or maybe he wants more sixes. Bigger bat.
Oh, third ball of the over.
Why? Oh.
Oh, that could have gone
Wide.
anywhere. Just unfortunately straying down leg side there. Dropping down onto one knee, attempting the sweep but just missing out.
That's a wide again.
It's almost a replica, that one, of the previous delivery.
Unfortunately, the last 2 overs have just let whatever momentum that Rhinos were building. So you just get the feeling that they've let it escape a bit.
Ngwenyama had such a good first over, only going for 4 runs, and now with 3 legal deliveries into the second over, and he's gone for 15 in that time.
Oh, another full toss just helped along. Single to deep square leg.
As a captain here for the Rhinos, what do you do? How do you approach this now? Because the runs really are coming easily.
Oh, that's close. A little bit of luck there for Andile. Inside edge, missing the leg stump. 2 more to the scoreboard. And that concludes the 9th over. Tuskers are 82 for 2. Both batsmen well set. They needed a partnership, and they've answered. Yeah, a little bit too full. No foul, not finding the gap. Oh, that's well played.
Advancing down the track there.
Bowler thought he was in with a little bit of a shout. Well played by Malcolm. Too long off. Oh, well hit. Looking for 2. Well fielded there. Balls flying in. Oh, bowled. Finding the outside edge. Looking for 2. This should be. Turning it down. The fielding has been quite sharp. It's a good sweep. There's in the gap. Well fielded there. Kept it down to 2. And that's the end of the 10th over. Halfway. Tuskers needing 68 to win at a comfortable run rate of 6.8. They're sitting at 87 for 2.
That brings the score up to 86 for 2 after 10 overs.
A change in the bowling. Sneyman comes back into the attack.
68 runs to win.
It's short and well hit. Just a single for no foul. He's just ticked over, nothing too fancy so far, sitting at just under a runner ball.
Mokakane doing all the aggressing in this partnership so far. He's also been a lot more active at the crease, moving across, going down on one knee. Just like that.
And that's 4.
He's timed that so well, and it's just raced away to the boundary for another boundary.
Quite disappointing. I think the fielder was not in the right place there. Even though it wasn't the best of deliveries, he was a bit too square. He's bowling around the wicket to the right-hander.
Yeah, I mean, he bowled that 3 stumps out to the leg side.
There we go, looking for 2. Touch and go for no foul. Turns it down, running to the danger end. Good single. Gentle push into the offside. Tuskers are actually cruising at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a
They
very,
don't-
very composed chase so far.
For that brief second where they lost 2 wickets quickly. And that's a well swept. That could be in the gap. That beats by 6 the fielders perfectly. There's that sweep shot there from Andile Mokokane.
He's making it a by-bally shot. He's playing it so often, and the spinners unfortunately just would be bowling a bit too full for that. And he's pouncing on it. Tuskers slowly approaching 100 here now, and we've only just finished the 11th over, so 98 for 2, and Mpumalanga Rhinos need to start doing something different here, because unless they take a few wickets, Tuskers look like they're going to cruise this one.
As you mentioned before, Douglas, it just looks like the team that was batting first was just a little bit unsure as to how to go about getting a competitive score. Eh? They didn't want to be too cautious, and the moment they tried to be aggressive, they lost too many wickets.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately,
yet the team chasing just makes it look so much easier.
it'll be interesting to see how teams that bat first tomorrow approach the game, because I do think that this is a bit of an eye opener, and if you don't learn from these games, then you're not doing your job. No foul facing now.
Oh, that's out of here.
He's absolutely sent that.
He's just been plodding along all this while, and when gifted a lovely full toss, he's deposited miles over the bank.
I mean, there could have been a second field, and he probably would have cleared that one too. It was a massive 6, probably the biggest one we've seen today. But it was almost a baseball shot. That's how much of a full toss it was, and clearing the fence with absolute ease. 100 up for the Tuskers now after 11.1.
Just a further 51 to get, or should I say 50 to get.
Less than a runner ball required at this stage, and Tuskers don't look like they're about to slow down at any point either, as they still only just retrieving the ball. One of the spectators getting in their steps to go and fetch that ball. How can Makosi respond?
Oh, another one. That's another 6 maximum, back to back. Again, another full toss.
Not
Definitely not as sweet as the first one, but short boundary, just had enough to clear the fence.
Not the first time today we've seen back-to-back 6s, and it's happened on numerous occasions, but it's the first time it's happened where there's been 2 juicy full tosses delivered in a row. This time
Play, that could be
rocking
4. Fielders got work to do. Good effort, great fielding there on the boundary. But that'll be 3. Well run.
back. Great running in the middle there as well. Speak about that intensity. Looked like a sure 2, but then they turned it into a 3. No foul will feel good there. 15 runs and 3 deliveries. It's at the start of his acceleration. Fantastic fielding off his own bowling there. Makosi looking to make a comeback in the second half of this over, just limit the damage. But you'd have to think the damage is done already this over.
And they just haven't. They've had a brief moment where they could have squeezed the Tuskers and put a bit more pressure, and unfortunately they weren't able to capitalize it. Whether they look back and say it's through bowling changes or poor execution.
Look, I don't think their execution has been great. There's been too many deliveries down the leg side, so many full tosses, and it's costly in this format of the game. You will leak runs, and Tuskers have taken advantage of that. Call for 2 in the middle. They'll come back quite comfortably in the end. Really quick between the wickets, these two batters.
And that concludes the 12th over. Tuskers going comfortably at 9.5 runs and over. They're sitting at 116 for 2, with Andile Mokokane and Nofal seeing the team home.
Yeah, 4.75 to the over required. It seems like real standard procedure, and real comfortable chase so far. These two have looked so good, and partnership now is on 72. So yeah, real defining partnership so far, this one. We do have a change in bowling now, where the seamers are coming back into the attack.
Well, it's Chulas coming from the other end.
Can Lobo get a breakthrough here?
Oh, great fielding at point.
It's a
Beautifully timed shot.
real clean stop there at point. Definitely can't fault the efforts out in the field today. We've seen it from all teams, bodies thrown all over the place.
Let's hit into the leg side.
It's a little quiet out in the field here. The Rhinos not as vocal as they have been in the first half of the innings. And that's what a partnership like this can do. Real sort of demoralizing partnership.
Oh, that's a bit wide. He's bowled the second one of the day like that. Looking for the short ball. Just not finding the right length, eh?
Yeah, Ngobo's looked like he's been struggling a bit in general here. He's not hit a line and a length that's been threatening in any way, maybe trying too many things. There's been no sort of consistency. Much better delivery there.
Good fielding. Still a single.
Nofal able to work that into the leg side, because he as well covering his stumps, as we've seen a few of these Tuskers batsmen do, and sort of enticing the bowlers to bowl it at the stumps, but that way just generating runs in the leg side.
That's clean hit. Does he have enough legs on it? The fielder's not there. That's 4. Valiant attempt at long on. In these conditions, you need to be taking those, but enough of that on that, flying all the way to the boundary.
That's a real unfortunate one. The effort was there, but it just fell short, and yeah, a little bit of frustration looking at Ngobo's reaction. Not frustration with the fielder, but just frustration with the game situation where those types of chances, it just doesn't help to see those go to the boundary. Great drive into the offside. Racing away. Fielder's got work to do. He has reeled it in. Just sort of punched that. Real good timing on it.
The fielder there at deep cover has been very, very energetic. He's cut off and saved quite a few of these beautifully timed drives. And that's the end of the 13th over. Tuskers cruising along at 124 for 2.
Brings the score up to 124 for 2 after 12 overs. 30 runs needed to win. 30 runs needed to win.
Yeah, 30 runs to get off 42 deliveries. Rhinos looking to change things up a bit here.
Well, the key question is, do the Tuskers aim for that bonus point? We saw the ICA under 19 losing a few wickets in pursuit of that aggressive approach.
Well, Ngwenyama's going to try and weigh in with his opinion here, coming back into the attack. There's 3 overs left to chase it down.
Oh, that's a good one. They're looking for 2. Must field. Oh, great running, yeah.
They have looked very energetic between the wickets. I think a big part of their 82-run partnership.
Oh, that's a lot of work. That could be brilliant. Brilliant ground coverage again there from the deep fielder.
Really has covered a lot of ground this afternoon.
He's been moving left and then right. Oh, that's a wide.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, moving left, right. He's one of those fielders you wish there were 4 or 5 of him on the field.
All the time.
And
Yeah, he's been fantastic there.
it's just a little bit of a standout in what's been a real Tuskers dominated innings so far.
Well, we're not going to have any danger with light worries and stuff, the way the Tuskers are chasing this total down. Ah, beautiful shot, inside out, over cover, that's 4.
Absolutely one of my favorite shots in the game. Inside out, over the top. Glorious stroke, timed to perfection once again.
Takes Andile to 48. He's been a breath of fresh air. Really stepped on the pedal once he got those free hits there, the 2 full tosses.
Dropped that wide.
Takes him to 49. 1 short of a well-deserved half century.
Partnership has now moved into the 90s. Could we see our first 100-run partnership of the day, of the tournament, of the season? And that brings to an end the 14th over, 136 for 2. Only 18 runs required. From here, it's not a case of if, but when. Just seeing a few of the spectators around the ground. Some of the young guns coming to watch their idols in action, their mentors, because I'm pretty sure they would be involved in the academies and stuff here as well.
Oh, that's helped along. A lot of work there from Fine Leg.
Oh, very unlucky. He's put in an effort and it looked like he had stopped it, but unfortunately just scooping it in a way that it does run over the boundary. Oh, kind of just hit him. But yeah, that's another boundary.
Well, don't forget that you got the Michaelmas week starting, so that's where the kids could be coming from. Games finishing a bit early. Let's watch some professional cricket before dinner.
Great stroke down the ground. Michaelmas, one of the age-old school cricket tournaments that is always here in the KZN area. A lot of the youngsters that are playing there aspire to push on to the professional ranks. It's not a bad place to get your motivation.
It's always been the first real week festival for school cricket to get underway into summer. Oh, that's well hit, and that's gone. Oh, valiant attempt, but you'd probably feel if he was on the boundary that would be a lot easier.
It's a bit of a sort of stunned silence. Everyone was holding their breath there, thinking that might have been taken. It would have been a spectacular catch. However, it has cleared him.
173487, please get to your vehicles. It's MD 17.
And that has brought up the 100-run partnership. It's been very entertaining. It's been, it's had everything. It's had brilliant running. It's had some big hits. It's been really, really entertaining to watch. Both of them almost on 50.
Oh, that's the inside edge. Will only be a single.
Just a signal now. Moving him on to 48. Mokhakane, 1 run away from that half century. Saw 2 half centuries in the first innings. Yuri Snyman and Ruben Herman.
Oh, the first dot ball in a while.
Oh, 3 balls ago, but they are so far and few in between at the moment. Required runs has dropped below double figures.
The way these two have gone, it's just 2 hits away.
Hopefully 1 hit each so they can both get their
50.
50s.
Oh, there we go, another wide. You just sense the frustration.
Eight runs left to win.
It's been a real festive occasion today. It's been nice to see a few supporters. There's been a bit of music playing in the background, families getting together for a few braais and stuff to watch the boys play. And that's what T20 cricket is about. It's the festivities, it's the environment, the energy.
Oh, there we go. That's 50 up for Andile. Is he touch and go? He's happy with that.
Settling for the single, and a well-deserved 50 as well, coming off 29 deliveries. And he seems real chuffed with that one. Good way to start the season.
Yeah, brilliant innings. He came in, and both of them came in at a tough time. They weathered the storm and then put some finishing touches to a wonderful partnership. But one thing it does do, talking about the crowd, the atmosphere, what today has done is set us up for a nice bunch of games tomorrow, because you're going to have the Tuskers and the under-19s both fresh off victories, convincing victories today, playing each other first up tomorrow. And then probably the Eastern Storm and the Rhinos who haven't been at their best. So you're going to know one of them is going to come away with a smile, where the other is going to be a little bit hungry for their first victory. So it sets it up quite nicely for tomorrow.
Well, obviously the Tuskers and under-19s having won their games today puts them in the driving seats in this pool, and almost a mini final already. Because if you win 2 out of 2, it puts you in the driving seat for that spot in the knockout rounds.
Oh, that's well bowled, well played. Looking for 2. It'll be a tough one. Yeah, it sets it up very nicely. Exciting first game up tomorrow. I mean, both teams have been convincing. You know, tomorrow one of them is going to have to set the target. So it'll be nice to see how they go about it.
Yeah.
Both chased subpar scores and winning comfortably.
And I do think that the Rhinos and the Eastern Storm game will also be very interesting, in that both teams might have caught a bit of a wake-up call today, and they will want to put their best foot forward for that fixture. Another full toss.
Oh, that's outside edge. Is it running for 4? That could be 50 up for Malcolm Nofal.
It is indeed 50 runs up.
Very valuable innings in the context of the game when he came into bat, and the partnership these two have put together. Just 2 more runs to win. Convincing batting display from the Tuskers.
Yeah, the home team have sort of lived up to their form of last season, having a real good season last season, and then carrying it into the start of this campaign.
They've got a lot to play for this year. Oh, that's someone underneath it. Unlucky.
Mistimed full toss, unfortunately, spelling the end of Nofal's innings, and that not out asterisk would have looked so good next to his name. But unfortunately, just as Yuri Snyman, just like Ruben Herman, losing their wicket just after they get to 50. However, again, job done. He's done everything he needed to. He's put them in a position where they will win. And it's really well received by the change room. Huge round of applause.
Lots of appreciation for the effort, the partnership. That's what you always want in your team, guys, to take responsibility when it's tough and see your team home. But definitely very exciting for tomorrow.
I wonder, will this turn into game 1 where we lose 3 wickets at the end as well? I highly doubt it, with 2 runs to get. New man at the crease, Dukes, did a bit of work with the ball, and now he's got quite an easy task ahead of him.
Well, he's got 3 balls if they want that bonus point. Oh, well bowled at the block hole. Quick single. It's a sharp one. Oh. Can pull a hamstring on that one.
Don't joke, eh?
Oh, man.
Bad time to pull a hammy at the start of a season. But that has leveled up the scores. Tuskers have 26 deliveries to score this final single. But as we mentioned, it would be ideal to get it in the next 2 deliveries. Heinrichsen finishing up. He has taken 2 sticks himself, but just not enough.
Oh.
That's a great delivery. He's yorked him. Wasn't able to. He's got under the bat there.
Yeah, he just seemed to have wanted to go through the leg side for that one. Probably found if he hit it through the covers, that would have been game done and dusted.
Batters getting together in the middle.
Yeah,
they know they need this single.
They're talking about the bonus point. They need to get in this over. Very similar to the under-19s.
What's the word? We run anyway. We run no matter what.
You got to get bat on ball first. Oh, that's well hit. Oh, there we go. That just sums up the day for the Rhinos.
Unfortunately, he's dropped that one. Another full toss here. He's had a drive at it.
That sums up the
And,
day. Brings us to the conclusion.
Don't forget, we got 2 more days
The Tuskers, the AET Tuskers winning by 7 wickets, managing to pick up a bonus point by knocking off the runs in the 16th over.
Well done to the
Good innings from Malcolm Nofal and Andile Mokakane. Really sets us up well for tomorrow. Join us for the AET Tuskers are playing the SA Under 19 team at 9:30. Both of them fresh off victories today. Should be an exciting game.
I myself have thoroughly enjoyed this, the cricket that's been on display today. If anything, it's left me mouth-watering for the next 2 days, because T20 cricket always so entertaining, so exciting, and it's been a good advert for what's to come this season. I've thoroughly enjoyed being in the box with you.
Yes,
Ahmed
definitely,
Amla.
definitely, Douglas. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. The weather was beautiful. I'm sure tomorrow is looking to be the same, much of the same.
Yeah, we hope so. We wouldn't like the weather to start getting involved. Round of applause here. Well deserved. Only 50 not out of the game, where there were 3 other 50s. And from a very overcast oval, we bid you adieu.
Signing out.